Okie dokie. Okay, listen up. I don't know if you want the good news or the bad news first. Let's start off with the bad news. Your hairbrush is awful.
Darn!
You want the good news? It actually works. This Unbrush is a good brush. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you're getting through a mop and you're waking up and you're just like, listen, I don't even want to brush my hair, but I know I need to get through it just to make myself presentable. Sometimes it turns into a bit of a task. I was skeptical when this Unbrush popped up on my TikTok ads and it was just like, let's just see. And then I really thought that people were faking it, where they were just, okay, let's see what happens. And they have this whole like shocked face. You're like, oh, it actually works. And I was like, you're paid. This isn't working. But it is worth $26 for me to see if you're actually lying. I spent $26 and I waited, and I wasn't having like my expectations too high. I was just like medium expectations, right at base level. So this thing shows up. This product shows up in a box where it's not like an iPad, but I am thinking about maybe I need to keep the box. That's how cool the box was. The product shows up in this packaging and I'm just all like, just by the packaging alone, this feels cool. I whip it out, I start seeing the flex. I'm like, this stuff just feels like, it feels quality. And then of course, you do a stroke through the hair and then I'm like, okay, I didn't get tangled, I didn't get knotted, I didn't get caught, it just glides right through. I look at the bristles of this bad boy and the bristles are different levels, but they're like indestructible bristles, where I'm like, this is a good product. This is a good quality product. I can see where the patent is. I can see that these bristles aren't going anywhere. They're not gonna break off or pop off in the middle of something. So I'm like, this is a cool product. And it's not until I start using the product after a little bit that it's just like, listen, this is the only hairbrush I'm ever gonna need. This is beautiful. I don't even see any of the downsides. Not yet. It wasn't until a couple months into using the actual brush that I realized that I started getting stress fractures in the actual housing of the brush. The brush isn't failing, the housing of the brush is failing. It just starts cracking just a little bit. And so I start feeling like I need to be a little bit more gentle with it. I can't brush as extreme as I want to be brushing with it. I start looking online and I start looking for any concerns or pieces of caution. Nope, rave reviews, everybody loves the Unbrush, I'm buying another one. I pop on the site. Unbrush is having multiple sales. They're thinking about coming out with a new model. All the colors you can think of under the sun. A different handle, a different bristle mixed with a different handle, different colors. And when we're dealing with highly injected polymers like this at a rapid rate, made in China, we need to know that these molds already exist. These colors are there to give the consumer variety and like the illusion that they have all these different options. Meanwhile, everybody's stacking it up and banking it to the bank because $26 for a piece of injected polymer is 200% over what they're expecting to get for this product. So anyone that sells is just ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Meanwhile, look up these reviews. Nobody's saying anything negative. Everybody loves it. It's still in the TikTok ads. Everybody's saying Unbrush, Unbrush, Unbrush. Nobody's talking about the housing of the brush actually failing. I start looking within myself where I'm just all like, do I like the brush? Do I hate the brush? Do I feel like it's a ripoff? I like the brush when it works. And the Alaskan in me starts getting a little bit, a little ingenuity. And I'm like, well, if I like the bristles, then I just need to fix the housing. And I was prepared to super glue the housing so that the bristles would stay in place. But if you're from Alaska, then you know that zip ties and duct tape are our first go-to to just hold things together. If your bumper's falling off, zip tie that bad boy, secure it with duct tape. It's gonna hold until you get to repairing it, or it's just gonna hold until you replace the entire vehicle. And I disregard the super glue idea that I had because I don't want super glue getting into the bristles and the bristles not being able to work. And then you do have to spend $26 over again. FHIheat.com is where I got this brush. You know what? I'm not spending another $26 on a product that I already like. I'm going to spend $2.68 on a pack of zip ties from Lowe's, and I'm gonna zip tie this bad boy into beautiful, beautiful health. So I zip tied it, and then I clipped it, and I repaired the brush. And then we're back. We're up and running now. We're back to the good stuff. So I have an UnBrush that works with a zip tie method that it's gonna hold. So my little word of caution to you is, if you have like coarse hair or hair that you dread going through, and it's just like, by all means, buy this brush. But know that it's going to fail. Not because it's made in China, not because it's made from a highly injected polymer that's made at a mass scale. It's just designed to break. It's not designed to be like a sturdy thing. Because I was about to take these bristles, put it into like a wooden housing unit to be all like, now I got the housing and I got away from the plastic, it's not gonna break. It's going to break at some point. And if you're not seeing it now, you will see it. You start looking at the stress fractures at the lower side of it, when you start actually using a brush, you're gonna start feeling it. So my advice to you is, yes, you should buy the UnBrush, but you should also get ready to reinforce the actual polymer housing that it comes in, because it's going to fail at you. And if you stay on top of that and you know that it's going to break, which it will, then you're gonna have a cool product that is reinforced and it's gonna stay sturdy, and you won't have to spend $26 again for a product that actually works. So keep that in mind. It's a cool little thing.